don't know. To me, reading it, I'm like, oh, this is tokenism before there was like a ton of vocabulary around it. And so as I was watching the movie, I was getting madder and madder about how few lines he had. And then I was like, oh man, there's got to be some great fan fiction out there that takes that backstory he had. And wouldn't that have been the cooler Ghostbusters remake, is one that more explores Winston.
The story of Winston. Or
the story of Winston.
Winston Returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how BA would that have been?
Is that
to
more Ghostbusters?
Nice. I love it.
I guess so.
Did it talk about him doing the sequel in your research at all? Because he was in the sequel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, and that was okay, but it didn't like launch his career like he thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
I think for him, it was pretty clear that the original was written for somebody else.
Yeah.
And when they didn't get that somebody else, although the director denies that it was supposed to be Eddie Murphy, and the studio caught wind of having taking any time away from Bill Murray.
Right.
And, I like watching it, how the lines are distributed and who gets the good lines and stuff. It's just like, man.
I agree. When I saw it for the first time when I was watching it, I was really bummed out that he didn't show up until like toward the end of the movie, and he doesn't really have much because they don't when you were talking about Sigourney Weaver's character earlier, I was thinking, well, none of the characters are really like fleshed out characters. You get kind of bits and pieces of their personalities as it goes on, but you don't get like a big backstory on anybody.
No.
And but like I feel like you especially don't get a backstory on him, except for his like religious stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Which is an interesting part of the movie.
Yeah, the religious stuff was all kind of shoehorned in.
Yeah, it did. It felt like kind of like, why is this in here?
Yeah, there was like some commentary, but not full throated. So you're just like, what's happening? So like when the mayor greets the bishop or archbishop or whatever.
MVP. One of my MVPs right there.
Yeah, it's a real like wink, wink. I listen to you, but I can't publicly demonstrate that I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
But it just sort of hangs out there as a commentary in a movie that's not really about commentary, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably partially just sort of like the joke is the mayor is some Italian dude.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, I don't know if you've heard.
Oh.
All Italian New Yorkers are.
I see.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember even thinking with the new one, the remake, that I was sort of like a little weirded out by. I kind of had the same thought as you had, Molly, of just sort of like, is this still just the same problem? Where it was just like, oh, did they just feel like they had to have one black Ghostbuster?
Yeah,
right.
And they
so then at that point, like,
wasn't the scientist.
Yeah, and Leslie Jones could have. I mean, it was the same sort of deal. She doesn't come in until later. She's not in the original like 3 people, and she's not. Yeah, she's not a scientist. Like they could have. They had an opportunity there to be like, oh, we made a. I mean, the original made a mistake in doing this, and we have an opportunity to make it right, and then they didn't, which is not progress. That is stagnation.
I was reminded by my wife, no big deal, while we were watching this, that there's another one that maybe this is why we scheduled this movie now. But they're making a prequel, which they was supposed to come out this year, and then they pushed. That's like Children again, that Paul Rudd's in.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a sequel.
Well, it's not Your Lady Ghostbusters.
No, I know, but it's like I thought it was like the Legend of the Ghostbusters. Or
it's a sequel to Ghostbusters 2.
It's like the grandchildren of the Ghostbusters or something.
It's the Man universe. We're back to the
Maniverse, and I think it's like Spangler's grandkids or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Money, money, money. Print that money.
But also go see it and then pay us for advertising.
Hey, whatever studio owns the rights to Ghostbusters, give us money, but also wait until you actually release it because it probably got delayed.
And also do another Lady Ghostbusters.
Or just do anything else. Like, just do an original movie.
Why don't you, read some scripts, some original scripts, and then maybe, like, find one that you like that's interesting that's never been made before.
Yeah. And then maybe like give a note of just like, hey, what if the black lady was the most educated and like most successful character?
Yeah.
Or maybe
All
pick
right.
one where like that's already true in the script.
Yeah, then there you go. Job done. Like they've
Yeah.
already done the work for you.
Yeah. So go see that movie.
Yeah. And then that movie,
2021.
give us money. Oh,
Give us money.
let the record show Dan made a very dubious face when he used the year 2021 for this hypothetical progressive movie that we're talking about.
Yeah. Up to you, listener, whether I'm skeptical about movies coming back then or a movie that progressive.
Right. Anyway, that's too bad. And that's shitty that he got so screwed by the system and maybe by the creators of the movie, too, which are also the actors of the movie, except for Bill Murray.
Yeah. I mean, you just sort of get the sense of like, because then in his follow-up, he was like, hey, I know I said a sort of a love-hate, but he had sort of softened his stance a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's just a complicated relationship with this thing that you're known for.
Right.
Yeah.
And to not only not get more parts, but to lose parts.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was iconically associated, but didn't get the money or the fame or the recognition in any other way except at like conventions and stuff.
Right.
That's just Bummer Town, man. I don't know. I just feel like he deserves a lot better.
It is
Yeah.
a bummer, man.
As a
One thing
man.
what's fascinating to me though is I felt like there were so many men in this movie, like even down to the extras. Like every person who was in charge of anything was a man. Like whether it was the hotel or the city or whatever, so male focused. But it still passed the Bechdel-Wallace test.
When?
Yeah.
When Dana / Sigourney Weaver shows up at Ghostbusters headquarters and chats with Annie Potts / Janice, and they have a Janine. Sorry, they have a very normal conversation. She says,
they
"I
do,
don't have an
don't they?
appointment."
Right.
Oh, yeah, you've come to the right place.
Nice.
Yep.
Boom.
Good job, Dan Aykroyd. You are a feminist hero.
Boom done nailed it.
Yep.
I was thinking about the relationship between this and Ghostbusters 2016,
Whatever.
maybe. And how the line for idiots is like you remake it and it somehow ruins the original.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the fuckery around that has ruined this one for me a little bit. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, oh, assholes like this movie, and
right.
it like makes me look at it more like why, and I can see why the type of person that would be mad that there's a movie with women in it would like this movie a lot.
Yes.
Like Bill Murray, as we talked about, it's just like running the game, and then it's just like. As Molly was saying, like tough men. We scare the nerds and the women.
Yeah.
Now we're mad that there's a woman movie.
Yeah.
And that bums me out.
Well, and it's this weird thing. It does. Yeah, it bums me out too. And I agree with what you're saying, where it's sort of like it's harder to, when such a like strong statement about something is made so vociferously, and then it's like made by like the worst people, then it's like it's harder not to like focus on the flaws of the original piece of art, right?
And then then I was also thinking like I liked this movie. We'll get to it at the end.
Right.
But it's also like I think that group of people are probably my generation and, other people who are now 35, where it's like this is a movie of their childhood.
Yes.
And it's like, why do you dig in so hard about a kid's movie? Like, this is a movie you saw when you were like 9 years old and you liked a lot. And somehow that means it's the most incredible movie you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, kids like bad stuff. And like, this movie's pretty good overall.
Right.
I like it. But it's still like a movie for young people
Yes.
to a degree. And just like to dig in so hard on like the movie you loved when you were 10. I don't know. This is an ice cold take to say internet trolls shut up, but hey, shut up.
Yeah, I think I am experiencing the same level of being slightly bummed out as Dan is. And I'm still processing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like there was as predicted the Bill and Ted disappointing, unnecessary misogyny when they're fighting Gozer the Gozerian. Which
right.
I thought I had misremembered. I was like, oh, nice, because he was just said like this chick is toast. I'm like, oh, maybe that's what I remembered. And I was like, all right, that's fine, whatever. But then, then they say something like, oh, let's show this supernatural bitch what this city's made of, or whatever. It's just like, okay, Peter.
And then when they take out their proton packs there, and they have their little saying about it.
Oh, that's definitely about dicks.
Okay, good, because
I never caught that before this time either. That was also a gatekeeper
like,
keymaster thing for me.
Yeah, and then the last one's make them hard.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Ew.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear that.
They shoot this. They try and shoot their beams into this lady in her portal behind,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
and then they vanquish her with their mighty crotch
phallic beams by reversing the gate. Am I right, man? I don't know.
Reverse her gate.
I don't know. I'm floundering.
I mean,
Lots of science in this movie.
Yes.
yeah. Part of it is that it's like supposed to be funny, and so they're well aware he's a creep. They even say at the beginning, or he says at one point, "You think I'm a creep?" or something like that.
Yes, correct.
They know what it is, and I think they're poking fun at it a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely not perfect, but I don't think that they're like, look at how great this guy is. All men should be this way. But
Yeah.
I mean,
At least-
he is also like, on the other side, like he is the hero of the movie. He does like get the girl at the end,
sort of
with like the worst kiss ever. Maybe that was on purpose to be like, look, this is not working.
I do appreciate that in the sequel they acknowledge that like, oh, they tried to date and it didn't really work out, and then Dana just like went off with some dude and had a kid, and like it's been years since they've even seen each other.
Yep. Beth, you wanted to talk about zombies and their relationship to
Okay,
ghosts.
yeah. When toward the end of the movie, when all of the ghosts start showing up and scaring people and popping out of hot dog carts, which did happen.
Nice.
There was a scene where somebody, Wall Street man, gets into the back of a taxi cab because it's New York, baby.
Maybe yellow cab.
And the taxi driver is a zombie.
I mean, was he just like a really solid ghost?
I mean, I guess that's what a zombie is. It's just a solid ghost. But I was like, that's not a ghost. That's a zombie.
But he's pretty with it, right? Doesn't he like... I think I was maybe getting a slice of apple pie, no big deal, during that scene. But
wow, New York, apple pie.
Put some cheddar cheese on there.
What?
That's a regionalism from somewhere.
Not New York, is it?
Put a craft single on top of apple pie. Tweet at us, regional heads. Where do they
Oh,
put...
Channing Tatum knows.
I thought that was just a joke in that movie about smoking.
No, it's
no,
a
people
thing.
Oh, God, okay.
It's all right. I've had it.
Nope.
No big deal. My point is he's too mindful to be a zombie. Could be a lich or a white, maybe.
I mean, he entered that. He entered that taxi through the exhaust pipe.
Ooh,
He
that's a
did?
great point.
I didn't
Yeah.
see that happen.
Yeah. there was that cut to the sewer where like a glowy tendril came out of the sewer into the exhaust pipe, and then the guy got into the cab. So it's like the ghost possessed the cab, and then I guess manifested as a skeletal cabbie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like dance theory.
Okay.
Sorry, Beth.
All right. It was a ghost the whole time.
But like, I'm not against there being zombies.
You know, they may have just taken like a zombie character from a different movie and been like, hey, this will save us some money. We can pay for that song.
It looked a little
definitely.
like the Crypt Keeper, like I feel like the Crypt Keeper is that zombie, but like at home in like a smoking jacket.
Yep.
Like he's
there
like
you go.
lounging on the chair, but this one he had like a hat on. He was like ready to drive.
They stopped by the
taxi.
Gremlins 2 set
Yeah.
and borrowed some outfits.
Yeah.
Do
There's
you
a pretty
think,
good undead cabbie and Scrooged.
Oh, really?
Scrooge.
Scrooged.
Another Bill Murray movie, holiday
Yep.
movie.
Do you think that was Joe Prado in makeup?
Yep.
Doing a favor for Hank?
Yep.
Right?
I do
Where
think
he's
that.
just like,
They're best friends.
exactly, they're best friends. And he's just like, hey, I need somebody.
Joe.
Yeah. Oh, I need somebody to drive this ghost cab, and all the extras they just don't look good in the makeup, and they don't know how to drive cabs. Joe, you gotta help me.
I could drive a cab, no problem. I'm Joe Prado. Oh, my wife and I were just talking about cabs the other day. Oh, our first date, I opened the cab door for her. She looks so beautiful.
Joe, you gotta stop crying. You're gonna melt the latex off of your face.
I can't stop crying. My wife's the best thing that ever happened to me.
I think Hank is starting to sound more and more like Roger Rabbit as we go on. At least when I do it.
Please, Joe Prado. Yeah, Hank was doing some work.
Oh man, he was bringing it.
Those hands out of the chair.
That was
that's
legit.
That's
cool.
a good horror movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the scariest part for me, for sure.
And I always get worried every time I watch this movie. I get worried those hands are gonna grab Sigourney Weaver's boob,
Yeah.
and then I'm like worried for her. That like that's probably not
Like,
comfortable. And
did
there's
they
no
have
reason
this
to do it.
conversation before they turn the cameras on?
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm with you.
And one comes close, but I think everything's above board.
Okay.
Thanks for looking out for her.
Yeah, but I mean, tweet at us, Sigourney, if
Yeah.
that was not good.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you need us to cancel a disembodied zombie hand,
I mean that was definitely a puppet hand,
yeah.
Yeah.
not a costume hand. Wait, puppets are costumes for hands.
That's why he does puppets and costumes. It makes sense.
So okay, so what was a puppet in that? Like all of the ghosts are puppets,
Yes.
and like
For
the Stay Puft thing is a puppet, right? Because the
think
best
so.
part is by far the angry face that puppet makes.
Oh my God, so
Oh,
good.
it's
So
really
good.
good.
When he like snarls at them, but he's
Yes.
still a ridiculous cartoon marshmallow man.
So good. Is Stay Puft a
Amazing.
real thing?
Great question.
Not
Molly?
that I'm aware of, Molly.
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, well,
Okay.
Wikipedia fails
I
us.
can Wikipedia.
Too
I
late.
forgot to
Segment's over.
Wikipedia.
Only if you're
Segment's over.
bored with this recording.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure my wife and I, no big deal, my wife.
Wow.
Heard of it?
Is that what we're doing? Right?
Heard
That's the
of
bit tonight.
Yeah, that's a bit.
We were discussing that. We're pretty confident just by appearance alone that was all shaving cream that they just like smooshed
Oh,
around
definitely.
everywhere, right? Yeah.
Oh, the people. Yeah, that's a pretty good comedy joke moment where Bill Murray barely has any on him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always appreciate that.
I also appreciate that. How do we feel about the EPA being the villains of this movie?
Okay, listen. We don't have enough historical data to know whether ghosts just emerge
It's true. He's
naturally
right. No, that's a good point.
every several thousand years.
That's true. The record only
And
goes
that it-
back.
It only
Like-
goes back so far. So probably they'll just go back to where they came from, and our problem will be solved.
Yeah, I mean, there were probably like a million ghosts floating in the air back in I don't know, colonial times when America kicked back the British, maybe with the help of ghosts.
Yeah.
Maybe these
Yeah.
ghosts just love America.
Maybe we should, instead of stopping the ghosts, we should be taxing them, and then we could use that to fund public pools.
I mean, we should be
Okay,
taxing
I got
ghosts,
way
though.
off track on
Yeah,
that
you
last
did.
one.
I love it. That's
I
fine.
just would really like a public pool.
We should. We have public pools where we live, right?
I guess I haven't been to one because of COVID, but yeah.
Yeah, can't go. Can't trust
Yeah.
people.
Teens, hey,
Teens, don't go to the pool.
also tax your ghosts.
Also, teens, there's a lot of cigarettes in this movie.
Oh yeah,
So-
there are.
Yeah, there are.
Just like
Fucking Ray is just puffing them down, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they all
I-
smoke, but Ray
Stay
is
Puffed,
like,
am I right?
what? Ooh, stay puffed, yeah.
Stay
Yeah,
puffed.
you're right.
You are right.
And then
Yeah.
all the Secret Service ? Like the white dudes in khaki
Oh, love those guys.
trench coats,
With the big
large-
walkie-talkies?
Yeah,
Yeah, love those guys.
they all have cigarettes. They look great.
Yep.
Teens,
I mean,
it's
do you
not
think
cool.
he smokes in bed in a firehouse? I certainly
Ray?
hope not. Yeah.
I mean, he has to
Oh.
smoke after getting a blowjob from that ghost, right?
Yeah,
That's-
speaking-
What? Were all of them getting blowjobs from ghosts?
I don't think so. I don't. I didn't take that at all. I didn't interpret it that way at all.
Oh, okay, that was a dream, right?
It's unclear though, right? Because
I-
maybe it was like ghosts.
Memory.
Well, or like the ghost like entered his mind.
Oh, it's like a psychic
Blowjob.
feature.
Yeah. What?
What is this conversation?
Yours is so much worse. Yours is so much worse.
A boo job. Am I right?
Yes, you are. I love
Leave
this.
this in.
Yep. No, Tibet. Leave this in. This is gold.
This is gold.
We're men.
And
We
the
know
episodes,
comedy.
It's all about this.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Beth's marking out the time right now to edit this up.
Yeah, and to fire us from the podcast.
Oh no!
Yeah, he
She's
was.
gonna remake Totes Rico with all women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruining the childhood of 5 years ago. Yeah, I never noticed he was wearing like weird, like European military shoulder pads.
Well, they do the like, boodaloo, boodaloo, boodaloo,
right.
Video effect. So, which I don't know, like both situations are weird. Like that scene is weird if it's
No
like
matter
in
what.
a montage and he's getting an actual
Boo job.
and it's also weird if he's dreaming about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird and unnecessary.
I mean,
and I don't understand why it made it into the movie.
I was gonna say. I guess what we're
'Cause he
saying
wrote
is
the movie.
it's weird that it's even in the movie.
I just realized that is an actual actress that played the blowjob ghost.
Yeah, but she never actually like did much. She just kind of floated above him, and then
No,
I
but
don't know.
like, Mom, I'm in this movie.
But it's true. They
Worst.
had to figure out how to get the special effects so that his pants come undone.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Maybe
special
that's
effects,
Wires.
Maybe the person who did the special effects was like, we can't cut the scene. I worked so hard at figuring out how to undo a belt without any...
I got Dan's pants to open on their own, and you're going to cut this? That actually might be part of it.
Are they trying, as part of this universe, that ghosts have like a sexual presence?
What do you mean?
Well, with the whole gatekeeper and
They're
keymaster bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that ghosts aren't sexy, but
I mean,
Zool
Slimer, I'm
and
thinking, is asexual, right? I mean, Slimer's
yeah.
just a
No.
potato that eats.
he more represents.
Doesn't he have a lady friend in the second one?
What?
Is there a lady
I think he
Slimer?
does.
There's a
that
lady
true?
Slimer.
Does she
Two,
have a
the
little
new-
pink bow on?
Yes, she definitely does.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to look up Lady Slimer.
Oh, careful.
Oh, careful!
Careful, Beth.
I'm worried for you. But I was gonna say, like Zool and whatever Rick Moranis' dog is are not
Vince
ghosts.
Clothor.
Yeah, they're like more demons
Yeah.
and not ghosts. So the horny energy is more like demon based, not
Yeah.
ghost based.
Yeah, I think the official mythology is that demons are horny, ghosts are just hungry. Is that it?
Ghost hungry.
Or hungry for knowledge, like Librarian Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have some information.
Please.
Her
Please.
name is Lady Slimer.
No.
She has a pink bow in her hair
What?
and lots of makeup. But also it says, so this is on the Ghostbusters Wikipedia or wiki, and it
Please.
says occupation having fun.
Sounds like a great gal.
Is she in the second one? Did I just completely blank that out?
No, she's in the 2016 one.
Oh.
They're like driving around in the car.
So those feminists decided to not give her a name.
Beth, you wanted to talk about Reginald the cop?
Yeah, so there's a scene where they're in a jail and they get let out of jail at that moment. I don't know.
Yeah, because
exactly.
the mayor needs to
Yeah.
talk to them.
But the police officer at that point in time is Reginald Vell Johnson,
Okay.
who is also the police officer in Die Hard. He
The
plays
guy who's
that.
welcome to the party?
Yeah, he's out front in the cop car and he's talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he also is the dad on Family Matters, and he plays a cop there. So I like to think that all three of those films
Yes.
take place in the same universe,
I
and
love
he
it
is
so much.
just
The Regiverse.
he's got like a crazy life going on.
Yeah.
So-
Ghosts
the-
and towers.
Terrace.
Yeah. Okay, I wanted to let's talk
What's
on
the
Tower
chronology
second.
on that? Because Die Hard's what, 80?
7. Seven.
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 Anyway, he
we-
moves either from LA to New York or New York to LA.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it would make more sense if this happened first, because just like, I got to get the fuck out of New York. This is
Yeah.
crazy. do we think that... Okay, here's what I want to... This was brought up a little bit during the movie watching. I feel like we should touch on this more. Do we think that Nakatomi Plaza is also a ghost antenna? And therefore, do we think Hans Gruber is a paranormal creature of myth and legend?
Yeah.
Oh, are we talking about Die Hard now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he meant to fall off the tower so he could become a ghost in
All
order
along.
to. Yes, exactly.
And also, EPA guy is in Die Hard and Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah.
What?
That's true.
What
Really?
part does he play in Die Hard?
I don't know.
Was-
I
oh.
saw
Is
him
he
on
the
IMDb.
cocaine guy?
Is that Cocaine Guy?
He seems like he's probably a cocaine guy, yeah. Who was like
Nice.
trying to make a deal and then gets murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
And like
all right.
maybe trying to put the moves on.
Definitely is trying to put the moves on.
Well,
Mrs.
now we know how he became a ghost.
So that's got to
Whoa.
happen second.
And so he became a ghost who works for the EPA and pretend that's what, and he was getting his friends out.
Whoa, wait.
Whoa,
He's an
whoa,
inside
whoa.
agent.
So you're saying, Molly,
Yep.
you are presenting the theory that Cocaine Guy is killed in Die Hard. He goes to Ghostland.
given a mission.
Gozer the Gozerian is like, listen, I got a mission for you. You need to infiltrate this particular organization in the U.S. government.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. Learn paperwork
Yep. Yes.
and
Ooh.
then let all of our comrades free.
Speaking of paperwork, can I touch on my most MVP, my most VP? You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? The most,
Allowed.
the MST VP.
Yes.
No, the Vest MVP. The most Vest.
Wow.
The
Been a week.
MVPist with the mostest.
Thank you for clarifying. Beth, re-edit this so I sound great and smart.
Okay.
My favorite MVP of this movie is when Ghost of the Cocaine Man comes to shut off the laser grid, right?
Yeah.
Like a bunch of vehicles show up. Like there's cops, there's like a paddy wagon, and then there's just this other car where an old man in a beige suit comes out. He meets EPA guy in the middle of the frame and just very authoritatively places an envelope full of paper into his hand, and they like nod at each other, and that is all he does. And he stands there with such confidence and
That's
such
like the
poise.
Judge's office.
I
Here's your
guess.
warrant.
They couldn't have done that like before they showed up. Though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he
did
doesn't
he
even
call
either.
him? It's just like, listen, just meet me over there,
Yeah.
Can I tell you who my MVP is?
please.
Yes.
Yes.
There is kind of a montage where the Ghostbusters are getting a lot of work busting ghosts.
Yeah, and it makes them feel good.
He makes him feel good. And there's a news reporter reporting on the street, and there's some dude who
Yep.
just stands there in the back.
Yes.
Yep. That is also mine.
Oh my gosh.
In a chambray shirt.
Yep.
I thought he was
just-
in all denim.
It was full on
awesome.
denim outfit.
Yep.
Okay. So
Yeah.
good, and he looked so perplexed.
Yeah.
But also,
Stares
like,
right down the
into
barrel
it,
of that
right?
camera.
Do you think that he
Yeah.
was he hired extra to do that, to stand in the back like that? Or do you think that that was just some random person who happened to be there?
Even
I
odds
think
on
he
that
was
one.
hired.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50. New York, baby.
Yeah.
Yo, baby.
I'll look at a camera. What?
I mean, it might have just been like a guy who like is on the crew, and Reitman was just like, Dave, just go in just get in frame. Like this is too perfect. Like, what are you wearing right now?
But like that is the funniest thing that happens.
Oh my God,
with
he's
news
so
crews. Yeah.
good.
He's so good in it because he just looks so earnest.
Yeah, right. Like he seemed genuinely delighted about it, right? But
Those are,
also
like-
kind
I've done that. It's pretty fun.
of stood,
Yeah, got in the background of a news report on purpose.
nice.
I think like that is my favorite thing to see is like not the people who stand in the back and they're like waving because they are well aware of what's happening, but the people who just kind of stand there and like look like, oh, if I just do a real cash, no one
Yeah.
will notice
Right,
that I'm not supposed to be here.
right. Like they're not sure what to do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. So good. Since we're talking about MVPs, I'd also like to talk about the series of MVPs that I had in this movie, which were New York's finest.
Yes.
And I say that ironically because it's 2020 and they're monsters and they should be destroyed. Anyway,
Yep.
But like every cop that has a line in this movie is so good. Like there's the one where the dog breaks in or comes out of Lewis's bedroom and wreaks havoc, and all the rich people get it. And then like when Bill Murray gets the apartment, he's just like, "What happened?" The cop just goes, "Some moron brought a cougar to a party," and it got out. And then the next cop we have, I wrote all these down because I was so delighted. The next cop we had is the guy who accompanied EPA man down to the basement. And the EPA guy's like, "Oh, if he gets out of hand, you can shoot him." He's just like, "Hey, pencil neck, I don't tell you how to do your job."
Yeah.
And then the last cop, who is maybe my favorite, is like maybe the chief of police from the mayor's office. And they're just discussing what happened that morning when the ghost column exploded. And he's like, "I know every form of combustion in the world, and I've never seen anything like that." It's like, do you? Do you, sir?
They're all good.
They're all good.
There's a very good elevator man,
Yes.
who's one of my MVPs.
Yep. At
when
the
they're going
fancy
into the
hotel?
Hotel, yeah. Just
Yeah.
like big cigar,
Yes.
again, oversized khaki trench
Yep.
coat, and just like very, I don't know. "Oh, what are you guys? Oh, well, I'll take the next one.
It's a good
I
read.
got a cigar. I'm in New
It's
York."
a good line read when he's like, "I'll take the next one."
Yeah. Well, if there's nothing else, before we get to how we really feel about the movies, we like to read a review of our podcast, totes.com, in the impression of a character from the movie Ghostbusters.
Ah.
Yep.
And we have a review that
Wow.
we will
Yay.
read. Is anybody feeling particularly inspired?
I can do Gozer.
I like that.
Yes, please.
My monthly dose of cinematic joy. Star, 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 star.
Was that 5? That's how it rendered in the
Yep.
place Dan put it.
I never write reviews for podcasts. I'm a busy adult with many important things to do. But I can't tell you how much I enjoy these 4 stumble through the fog of memory to recollect the best the movies have to offer. Give them a shot. You won't be disappointed.
Thank you, Lord of Pirates.
Thank you, Lord of Pirates.
Thank you.
So nice.
If you would like your review read, leave it, and we will do that. Yeah, anywhere, and tell us about it. I believe it's our policy.
Yep.
Or Apple Podcasts, and we'll automatically know.
Oh man! Shout out to whoever did the voice of Gozer, because that was was a strain.
We also have a voicemail line.
What?
And we got a voicemail.
Yay.
How does one make a
awesome.
voicemail line occur? Did that sentence work?
Well, are
we
you
signed
you're
up
curious
for a
about
service.
No. I think you're wondering how would a person
How would one-
leave a voicemail?
Thank you
Okay.
very much, Molly.
Yeah.
Go to your phone.
Okay, I'm there.
Open it up.
Okay.
Call this number 612 208 9788.
Okay.
You should be greeted with a charming, outgoing message
Yeah.
in the style of movie phone.
Yeah. I love it. I'm
And-
hearing it right now. It's great.
Then a beep, and then just start talking.
You know what, Dan? I didn't get a chance to write down that phone number. Do you think it would be at like totesrecall.com?
I do think that. So thank you, Zoe, for this phone message.
Hi, my name is Zoe, and I am a listener from Wyoming. And I just wanted to say that I really enjoy your podcast. You guys talk about a lot of movies that I've either seen or want to see. Keep doing what you're doing. I know that these are really trying times, but we'll all get through this together. And when you can meet in real life, make sure you eat a lot of pizzas to celebrate. So I hope you guys have a good life. And thanks. Keep good work.
Oh, thank you.
That was
Oh
so
my gosh,
nice
that's
and
so
not
nice.
like so much more genuine than I ever expected from our listeners.
Yes. We really appreciate that. And we appreciate you. So thanks so much.
Thank you for listening.
Yes.
Yeah.
That really made
And-
my day.
We
Honestly,
are-
you can tell us anything on our voicemail. So
Yeah.
call
You
in.
could be kind like that, or I
Yes.
believe we have offered to be yelled at, which I don't remember agreeing to, but
Well,
Yeah.
it like a nice yelling at,
Yeah,
like,
like a
Don't
Bill
like-
Murray yell at you.
yeah, like don't. I mean, I would rather not get yelled at in a mean way,
Yeah.
keep it cool.
but keep it spicy.
Keep
Yeah.
it cool, keep it spicy.
But don't
like
like
those cucumbers I like so much. From,
Excuse me?
Oh yeah, those are good.
Like a Szechuan cucumber.
Yeah, real good.
They're real good.
Okay. Do you want to name drop a local establishment that they go to that you get it
I
from? or
generally get them
anything?
from Han Dynasty in Philadelphia,
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
wow.
They have some really
wow.
good ones at Szechuan Spice in Minneapolis.
Okay.
Very
Oh,
nice.
great references. Sorry, Zoe, you're not from either of those cities.
Yeah,
I
Zoe,
bet-
feel free to call back with your favorite Szechuan Chinese place that serves cucumbers and chili oil.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Or anything else. But, like, if you want to tell us why your childhood was ruined because they made a new Ghostbusters, just, like, put your phone down and break it because you don't deserve luxury and get off the internet and go to therapy.
Go on a walk, look at a tree,
Look at a tree.
identify a bird.
Identify a bird and then look inward to yourself and realize that you are just causing unnecessary distress for you and the people around you.
Yes.
But everybody else call.
Yeah, everyone else call us for sure. It's fun. We really think it's fun to have a phone line, and we'll even not go off on these bummer of tangents every time. No
Hey,
promises.
you know what's not a bummer?
What?
I want to shout out a couple people
Ooh.
Yes, please.
because we got
Oh.
some cool patrons, some cool and spicy patrons. So I want to shout out Karen Trounce.
Karen
Rounds.
Trout.
She's pretty cool. And Shay Roberts Gillen.
Yay!
They are also cool.
Woo.
They are cool.
Woohoo, they are super cool. Thank you so much for being patrons.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it so
Yay.
much.
Dan,
Yes, sir.
you will remember the rating system for this particular episode is
Poltergeist. Yes.
Oh, by the way, Polter,
yeah, real quick, Beth.
I looked it up. Polter means rumble. Is that right? So it's rumble ghost or
Amazing.
noisy ghost.
I love it so much.
Rumble
Isn't it
Ghost.
great? Rumble ghost.
Like Rumpelstiltskin. Is Rumpelstiltskin
No.
Polterstiltskin?
Rumpelstiltskin is a well. Let's see. Is Rumpelstiltskin horny or hungry?
He seems horny, right?
You think so?
He seems horny to me.
He
What's
comes
his
off
deal?
as very horny.
Yeah,
Is that
he's
what-
got
wants
horny
gold?
energy. He like traps a lady in a.
No, I thought someone
In a
else
tower.
trapped her, and then he was like, "Oh, I can get you out if you just do these things for me."
Also, they did Rumpelstiltskin dirty. He made a deal, and the people were like, "Okay." And then when it came time for the deal, they were like, "Nah, I'm gonna guess your name and then
But he
be
made
done."
a
Right?
deal under a very bad situation. It was not a fair deal. Right? Because she was stuck in a room and she had to spin a bunch of straw into gold or they wouldn't let her out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like the
So-
parents were like, "Give me this cabbage. Okay, you can have our baby."
I don't
Speaking
remember the
of-
story
very
at all.
Speaking of
Hungry.
spin, this is our spin-off. Totes Recall revisits.
Totes Fables.
I love it. I
Totes
would absolutely do that.
Anyway, I may be wrong about the deal, but he definitely's got horny energy.
Okay. So, just to be clear, the official stance of Totes Recall the podcast, Rumpelstiltskin is a horny ghost.
No, I'm not taking a stance on his ghostness. I'm only taking a
Just
stance on his
that he's
horniness.
horny. Okay, great.
Yeah, which might make him not a ghost.
Oh, right. We haven't really established that. Anyway,
Okay, poltergeists. Poltergeists.
Poltergeists.
Poltergeist. Dan, you gave it 4.
Yep.
Worried about 2020 eyes, but you loved it as a youth,
Yes.
etc., etc.
Yes. I still thought it was okay. Like, all the stuff that was fun about it as a kid is still, like, there's still a lot of fun ideas in it, right? But it's also just, like, I don't know, it sort of feels like one of the, like, the 80s equivalent of one of the, like, bro comedies that just kind of gets slapped together sometimes, where, like, Judd Apatow and his friends, like, get baked and it's like, let's just make another movie, fuck it, and they like improvise for 400 hours and then cut a movie together that's still an hour too long. Yeah. Right, where like it's still like it can still be funny and entertaining, but you're also just like, oh, this is not like a well-crafted film. Like, it's kind of a mess. I kind of felt that way sometimes with this movie, where it just felt a little too loosey-goosey and the pacing was a little loosey-goosey, where you're sort of just like, all right, we get it, like they have to climb up the stairs, or like New York is in trouble because there's lights floating around the air. I don't know. There wasn't as much fun for adult 35-year-old Dan to be like, this is fun all the way through. And it also was very much like, yeah, I feel you, Dan, when you're saying that like it's sort of ruined by being like, this is what they were so passionate about. Yeah. So I'm going to say 3 poltergeists.
Poultry.
What?
Beth, you gave it 3
Poltergeists.
Rumble chickens.
Rumble chicken sounds rad. And my notes are unintelligible, so
Great.
anybody's guest. Geist.
Anybody's
It's anyone's
guest?
Geist.
Anybody's Geist.
Christopher Geist. Is that something?
It is something.
Waiting for Ghostmen.
A mighty windy ghosts are wind kind of. Wind
Ghost-
is kind of like a ghost.
Ghosts
Go
are
show.
wind, kind of. Oh my God.
Yeah, save us.
Okay, I will save you with my ranking of this film. Hope everyone's prepared for this.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
3 Poltergeists.
Wow. Is that it?
I mean, I can say more about it. I found it to be entertaining, but yeah, I don't think that it's like the best comedy in the entire world. And controversial opinion, I liked the new one better. I thought it was funnier. I thought there was more. But it's also made more recently, and so maybe some of those jokes were a little bit more of the time. So yeah, I thought it was entertaining, and I wish there was a little less Bill Murray and a little more Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was a little bit more balanced out, I would have given it a higher ranking, but that's my rating.
You hear that, Hollywood? Balance it out, you idiots.
Yeah, idiots.
Been saying it for fucking decade now, at least.
Yep. Now's the time. Reinvent yourself, Hollywood.
Yeah, what else are you doing? Making
back
Tom
better?
Cruise try to kill himself on a motorcycle or whatever for $1 million?
Wow.
Yeah. Put Ernie Hudson in that.
Or just make it. So you're forget it. We're too far in.
Yeah. It's been a week. I gave it 3, and I didn't even write any notes. I think I appreciate this movie exists more than I liked it. I'm glad for a ghost comedy. It's like it's like doing more genre-y work than your generic comedy, which is like kind of what this is, right? Where it's just like put some funny people in a movie and they goof around, but it's now we have like a pretty interesting premise on top of it. But for all the reasons we've already said, like it just doesn't hit as well today as a 35-year-old man, which I am, no big deal. Then when I was younger, 3.5. I'm tired.
Which half?
Poltergeist. Which half?
It's the left half.
Wow,
Oh.
that is terrifying.
Wow.
That's really creepy.
I was going to say to our listeners, feel free to give us a call on the hotline and guess at which point it struck midnight in this recording.
The witching hour.
Ooh,
Molly
the
Chase.
horniest of ghosts.
Wait, Who's the horniest ghost? The witching hour? That's a time.
Witches. Who's saying witches are the horniest of
Oh,
ghosts?
are witches horny ghosts?
I don't know.
Witches are witches.
Some witches are horny.
Yeah, but no witches are ghosts.
I mean, a
This
ghost
is a real
witch could
logic
die.
puzzle.
Okay, what do we got? What did I say?
Molly Chase, what do you think the horniest ghost is?
I think the one that gave the bougie
Yeah.
to Dan
Yes,
Aykroyd.
Molly. That is
That's the
canon
easy
now,
answer.
baby.
Yeah. You gave this 3.5. You were optimistic and you were hoping for a 4.
Oh, wow. That's so naive. No, okay. First, I just want to give this movie like lots of credit of its time. And also, it has been so long since movies made original ideas at all. And this is pretty original, right? Like, this isn't like a Western with ghosts or something.
Right.
Like, it's newish and it's fun. And, you know, I think all of the production design and just even the design of the car and all the crap on top of the Ghostbusters vehicle is so great. And the logo is great. Like, there's so much that's just really great about it. And I loved Annie Potts in it. And it definitely had some sparkling moments. I don't know, man. I've run out of energy for a lot of just bro comedy. I don't know. I get it. I understand. I'm just exhausted. So I'm going to deduct, I'm giving it 2.5 poltergeist.
Wow.
Half.
Butts, because chicken butts are funny.
That is funny.
And I want a funny ghost.
It's a ghost.
So
butt.
it's like there's two complete ghost chickens,
Yeah.
and then just a butt kind of floating around next to them.
Yeah, like a
Nice.
fluffy butt, like a
Yeah,
like a feathery
chicken butts
butt.
are cute.
Yeah.
Chicken butts are fluffy. That's okay. Totes Recall, official Totes Recall stance. Chicken butts are funny and fluffy and cute.
fluffy.
Rumpelstiltskins is
horny.
horny.
Yeah.
Teens, if you've learned anything from this,
Yeah.
it's that Rumpelstiltskin is a big hornball. What's the horniest fable?
Ooh, well, there's got to be one hornier than that for sure.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You trying to think of one right now? Or are we all trying to think of one?
Lord
Yeah.
Riding Hood.
What?
I mean, that
Child.
hunter's Jack, though.
Well, that's the thing. Those a lot of fables have children in them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking
I
like
want to
Hansel and Gretel,
Hansel and Gretel.
Witches, horny witches. That's what I'm saying.
but they're like horny for eating children.
Oh, yeah, they absolutely are.
Yeah.
That's why they're a
No.
menace.
Well, there's got to be a different one. There's got to be something else with no children in it.
Billy
right?
Goat's Gruff.
Yeah.
definitely the
Troll's
horniest
horny
fable.
for some goat.
And those goats are horny because goats
Yeah.
have
Goats are known to be
horns.
horny. Horny
I
goat.
ain't
weed.
afraid of no goat.
Oh! Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da. Boston makes me feel good.
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.